Hello and welcome to the video tutorial from Project Intercity 15 about the fundamentals of urban planning and development. In Germany there are many different building densities and land plots. Here we see a few examples in Darmstadt. Today we will look at the highest permissible density of buildings on a plot, and therefore at the question of how much can be built on a plot. The specifications can usually be found in the Bebauungsplan and can be made through Grundflächenzahlen, Geschossflächenzahlen or Baumassenzahlen through numbers of stories or building heights. Which buildings or parts of buildings are to be taken into account and to what extent is defined in the Landesbauordnung and may differ from one federal state to the next. Let us first look at the terms. The Grundflächenzahl, GRZ for short, is the ratio between the ground surface of a building, the area within its outer walls and the surface of a plot. If you divide the ground surface of a building by the surface of the plot, you obtain the Grundflächenzahl. If, on the other hand, you multiply the surface of the plot with the Grundflächenzahl, you obtain the largest permissible ground surface of a building. The GRZ is not related to the number of stories or building height. A decimal number, sometimes supplemented with GRZ on a plot or within the Baukreuz in the Bebauungsplan, indicates the relevant Grundflächenzahl. The Geschossflächenzahl, GFZ for short, is the ratio between the sum of floor surfaces of a building, the area within its outer walls on each floor, and the surface of a plot. A circled or decimal number with addition of GFZ on a plot or within the Baukreuz in the Bebauungsplan indicates the relevant Grundflächenzahl. The Baumassenzahl, BMZ for short, is the ratio between the volume of a building enclosed within its outer edges and the surface of a plot. A number within a rectangle or decimal number with addition of BMZ on a plot or within the Baukreuz in the Bebauungsplan indicates the relevant Baumassenzahl. It is used in particular for commercial buildings, for example warehouses. GRZ and GFZ have the unit square meter per square meter, the BMZ cubic meter per square meter. In addition to the permissible surfaces or volumes per square meter of a plot, the number of stories or a building height can be defined in the Bebauungsplan. The number of stories indicates the permissible number of stories or Vollgeschosse. The term Vollgeschoss is defined in the Landesbauordnungen, in which the definitions may differ from one federal state to the next. According to the definition in the Hessische Bauordnung, HBO for short, a Vollgeschoss is a story that has a ceiling with an upper edge more than 1,40 meters above the ground on the average and that has a ceiling height of at least 2,30 meters on a surface of at least 3/4 of the surface of the floors below it. A Roman numeral in the Baukreuz in the Bebauungsplan indicates the maximum permissible numbers of Vollgeschosse. If a number of Vollgeschosse is circled, it is mandatory. Usually not all, but only a few of these specifications are made. This leaves on an individual scope within the legal restrictions for building on a plot. For example, these two buildings have the same Grundflächenzahl, but a different Geschossflächenzahl and number of stories. These two buildings, on the other hand, have the same Geschossflächenzahl, but a different Grundflächenzahl and number of floors. Except in a Bebauungsplan, GRZ, GFZ and BMZ can as an exception also be specified in a Flächennutzungsplan, FNP for short. These specifications have to be considered when drawing a Bebauungsplan. Furthermore, upper limits of the Maß der baulichen Nutzung according to the Art der baulichen Nutzung are specified in the Baunutzungsverordnung. The term Art der baulichen Nutzung is the subject of the video tutorial Bauflächen und Baugebiete. Thank you for watching and see you next time.